when I've seen myself getting leaner and I wasn't starving and I was actually enjoying what I ate, I've realized why most people fail at dieting. They were hating it, and as a result, they were quitting or cheating or thinking that they couldn't do it. Hey guys, welcome to the Elevate channel. This is Coach Paolo, and what I'm about to share with you is what allowed me to get from over 30% of body fat down to single digits. And it's a very similar structure that I used to get hundreds of clients lean while improving their metabolism and building muscle mass. The best part is that they don't involve starving yourself. They don't involve cutting carbs, because that's just not my style. I love carbs. I'm Italian. Or eating chicken, rice and broccoli every single day, unless that's what you want to eat. These are 5 simple diet hacks that are going to make dieting a hell of a lot easier for you, so you can achieve a body shape you actually like and also learn to maintain it long term. These are all things you can start doing today that won't require you changing your whole life, and most importantly, hacks that won't make you hate your life. Alright, let's get stuck into this, shall we? Hack number 1, push your first meal later in the day. Now, this doesn't mean you have to skip breakfast forever. It actually doesn't even mean you have to skip breakfast. However, think about it. Most people wake up in the morning and eat because they're hungry, or eat because they just feel like it's the right thing to do, okay? Now, if you, for example, wake up in the morning, drink plenty of water. Personally, I would also recommend to drink electrolytes. Drink your coffee. Maybe you have another coffee. Maybe after that you have a tea. Maybe you have more water. Then you'll realize that you're actually not that hungry. And this doesn't mean that you're skipping breakfast. However, what if instead of eating at 8 or 9 or even 10 a.m., you pushed your first meal to 12 or 1 p.m.? You can instantly create a much shorter window for you to consume the remaining of your calories, okay? Most people eat out of habit, not out of hunger. If you push your first meal 2 to 3 hours later, you instantly create the perfect circumstances for you to feel like you have a lot of food to eat. Let's just say you eat at 8 a.m. Try to push the meal for 11 a.m. or 12 p.m. You'll end up having breakfast at 12, lunch at about 3 to 4 p.m, dinner at about 6 to 7 p.m, and what I personally do as well, I have a sweet snack after dinner, and I go to bed with a really full stomach. I will sleep very well, and I will also wake up not hungry, which will make it very easy for me to replicate hack number 1 the very next day. Hack number 2 is use and abuse 0-calorie drinks. Things like Coca-Cola Zero, Pepsi Max, Fanta Zero, Tango Zero, Monster Energy Zero Sugar, they're all your friends. They're not unhealthy. They actually are healthy, because if you use them the right way, they're going to make sure that you don't overeat, which in turn is actually much unhealthier. Now, I'm not saying drink 6 cases of Coca-Cola every single day. However, if you use them strategically in between meals, they're going to fill you with air due to them being carbonated drinks, and they're easily going to make the difference between you sticking to your plan and completely blowing it. For example, if you get hungry in the middle of afternoon, it's very easy to raid the cupboard and have some snacks. Instead, open a can of Coke Zero and have that. And tell me, can you not wait until dinner? Like, have the full juicy glass of Coca-Cola Zero with ice, and you'll instantly realize I actually wasn't that hungry. I was just bored. You'll get the sweet taste from the carbonation and the sweetness, and 0 calories, 0 damage. For real though, guys, when I am prepping for a bodybuilding show, I will easily drink maybe 6 to 7 cans of fizzy drinks in general. I will have maybe a Coca-Cola Zero in the earlier part of the day, and then a Fanta Zero or like a Tropical Crush or something like that with my lunch in the afternoon and with dinner, and it's completely fine. It really helps me staying full and not thinking about food. Hack number 3 is log dinner and snacks first on MyFitnessPal. This is a game changer. Why? Assuming that you take your diet seriously, you will track your calories. So if you track the dinner you want to have, okay, say that you're making burgers and chips at home, and you want 2 buns, okay? You track 2 buns, however many chips you want in your air fryer, and then you log your cheese, and you was like, do you know what? After dinner, I fancy, I don't know, a bag of Maltesers, or maybe Dave's bar of chocolate. Okay, so you're gonna log your dinner, then you're gonna log your snacks, and then you just log the rest of the calories retrospectively. Very, very easy. Now, most people will start the day with the best of intentions. Today, I'm gonna be good, okay? I'm gonna have this breakfast, this lunch, this healthy dinner, and then the damage ends up happening in the evening usually. But if you log the food that you actually want in moderation, not in a way where like it ends up being 90% of your daily allowance. However, say that you want some M&Ms and a little bar of chocolate. Now, a big dinner, you log that first, and then you log your lunch, and then you log your breakfast, okay? Now, you may actually realize that, I'm using all of these carbs for dinner, so I'm just gonna have to have a 0 carb lunch. Easy, just make a massive omelette, pack it with vegetables, 0 carbs, it makes you full. For breakfast, you might realize you also need something small, high protein, I don't know, probably a small porridge with protein powder, yogurt, fruit, filling, high protein, however low in calories. You eat that, you push your first meal, you drink fizzy drinks in the meantime, and in the evening you have a massive meal, and guess what, afterwards you get to eat snacks as well. However, that would have never happened if you didn't log in advance. So that's called smart thinking, and that's why you need to already assume that you will eat that food in the evening, log in advance, and once you do that, it's very, very easy. Now, at first, it sounds a bit weird, but once you start doing it, you actually understand the concept. You realize, shit, I'm getting to like 8% body fat eating M&Ms every single day. It's possible. I've done it. Hack number 4, that's fucking awesome, guys. Hack number 4 is load up on 0 calories food. There's actually food that barely has any calories. If you fill your plate with high volume, low calorie food, you're basically cheating in the best possible way. That is the best cheat code for a diet. Things like vegetables, courgette, mushrooms, celery, carrots, cherry tomatoes, cucumber, lettuce, rocket, any leaf, spinach, broccoli, absolutely anything, right? Now, you can have that all together and, I don't know, have a spiced chicken with it. You will have had the biggest meal with very, 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 very little calories. Now, if you use spices with your chicken, instead of eating plain white chicken, you're gonna make it like, tasty. You can have some sauces in moderation. You can have all of these vegetables and you can cook them in your preferred way of cooking, which, could be air fried or roasted in the oven. Some will be steamed, or maybe make a salad on the side and big bowl of roasted vegetables as well. You can top it with some spray extra virgin olive oil, a little bit of pink salt. It's gonna be like tasty and delicious as fuck, and you're going to basically have a massive meal for, I don't know, for 500 calories or less. Now, of course, you want to track those vegetables because they will still have some like trace carbs. However, they will fit your macros, and it'll be a very, very low calorie meal for lots of volume. And that, my friends, is one of the best hacks of diet. And I'll give you an example. Say that for lunch, you have a pasta bowl, okay? Just a beige, massive pasta bowl. Cut that portion in half, okay? So instead of 150 grams of pasta, have like 70, 75. And cook lots of vegetables and a salad and have it on the side. You eat the pasta, you eat the chicken and the salad and the vegetables. You like literally have a 3-course meal for 1/3 of the calories. So that was hack number 4. We're now getting into hack number 5, which is basically my lifestyle. It's one of my favorite. Now, hack number 5 is flexible dieting. I love flexible dieting. Flexible dieting means learning to create high volume, high satisfaction meals that replicate what you would normally have, say, on a takeaway or a restaurant, however, made at home for a fraction of the calories. So remember in hack number 3, when I talked about the burger and chips, that is flexible dieting at its finest. If you learn to make burgers with 5% means, okay, spices, salt, pepper, garlic, a little bit of parmesan, a little bit of breadcrumbs, make it however you like, and then buy the buns, some brioche buns. If you're doing it, do it properly. And, you know, cut potatoes in chips, season them, spray some oil, stick them in the air fryer. That's basically going to be a burger and chips made at home. You can learn to make a low-calorie pizza. You can buy a base, or you can make your base. You can learn how to make a curry, like a really, really good curry. Now, probably the first time you make it, it's not going to be as good as your 100th. But here's the thing, repetition creates skills. So the more you make them, the more you research recipes, the more you try and test, you become better at cooking. And trust me, after years of dieting, I'm actually quite a decent cook now. You don't need to be the best cook in the world. You need to be the best cook for yourself. If you learn the flexible diet lifestyle, getting lean and staying lean is going to be the easiest thing ever. However, here's what most people do. They will look for a recipe online. They will try to make it. They obviously almost never cook, and therefore it's going to be, I don't know, a very poor result. And they're going to be like, oh, this doesn't work for me, or this doesn't taste as good, this doesn't taste as good as a Five Guys. Well, no shit, it's not going to taste as good as a Five Guys. However, your taste buds are going to get used to it. Your skills are going to improve to the point that you're going to be able to cook something that you actually appreciate, that you actually look forward to eating. And when you do that, you're not even going to think about, let's go out to eat, or let's order takeaway, because you're going to be looking forward to making it and eating it, because it's going to be way more volume. It's going to satisfy you way more. Say that you're watching a movie, okay? If you just get a Five Guys at home or whatever, like you just eat the burger and the chips, whereas like you can make 2 burgers, 2 buns, you can put so much more stuff in it, you can have more chips because you're not frying them, and you'll end up eating for longer while watching TV, and wake up with a 6-pack the next day. So the conclusion to this video is that the key to getting lean is not willpower. It's actually strategy. If you have a strategy, you don't need that much willpower. When I first started dieting, I asked myself, how can I actually enjoy the process? How can I make it so sustainable that I wouldn't even think about it and actually enjoy the process? Because at the end of the day, getting lean is something that goes beyond the satisfaction of just eating food. And when you wake up in the morning with a little bit less body fat, and you take your check-in pictures and you see new lines on your body, and you'll get sick pumps in the gym, and people start noticing, and your strength keeps increasing, and your confidence keeps increasing, and you love taking pictures with your top off, you love going to the beach, people start asking like, what the fuck are you doing, dude? And you start feeling amazing. That is true long-lasting pleasure, not a 5-10 minutes eating a cookie dough or like a waffle. Like, you eat it for like 10 minutes, and after that it's just maybe a regret for some people. Some other people just meh. So the takeaway from this video is, it's not willpower, it's strategy. Now you've got 5 strategies. All you have to do is write these things down, and maybe watch this video again, just so you can refresh a few points. But the point is, when you combine this strategy with a little bit of consistency, you don't just lose fat, you actually build a body and habits that will keep you lean for a lifetime. And you know what that means? That also means your metabolism is going to work more efficiently, which also in turn means you're going to be gaining muscles more efficiently, which is how you can big and lean. If you liked the video or found it helpful, you know the drill. Drop a like, subscribe if you want to, and in the comment, let me know which hack you're going to be trying first. Till next time, Coach Paolo.